I don't know where he is. You seen him? No, sir. Haven't seen him. Haven't seen him anywhere. That blasted Fitzbottom. Once I catch him, I'm gonna throw him in the jail. I'm gonna lock the key. I'm gonna fill it with soundproof hay so I don't have to listen to his blasted songs anymore. Well, so that seems a bit, how do I put this? A bit aggressive. I mean, he's just trying to spread joy and cheer. Don't you get started, Frederick. If you get started, you know what's going to happen. Oi, sir. Sorry, sir. We'll go and find him.
First in a game you're in?
What do you mean first? Like post? Yeah, absolutely. The only one stopping you is you, Patrick. The only one stopping you is you. But hey, everyone, and welcome to session 3 of Dragon's Demand. You know what? I was saying Patrick, and I almost said Rise of the Rune Lords because you're the other one. But we are playing Dragon's Demand, and I just want to first and foremost say thank you everyone for being here. Very excited. We also have a new face here. One of our players decided that Pathfinder1e was not for them, and you know what? That's okay. Not every role-playing game's for everybody. That's why there's literally hundreds. Well, there's like 200 maybe role-playing games, probably more than that, -1 because Fatal doesn't actually exist. But I digress. So with that being said, we're gonna go around the table. We're gonna have everyone introduce themselves, say who they're playing, and then we might do a little shopping. We might just hand wave that. I don't know. We're gonna get a feel from the group and see how they want to handle this. But let's go Blau, Zeb, Patrick, Atomic, Aaron, and then we'll take it from there.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Blau/Joe, whatever you want to call me, and I'm playing Epius, the wizard who knows a little bit too much.
I am Zeb. I'm playing Gris, a ranger who is realizing that the world is not black and white. He's learning that there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
I am Patrick, and I'm taking over for Lucas because the backstory was just too rich, and it's pretty awesome.
It's good.
And pretty good.
Hey everybody, I'm Atomic. I'm playing Kalgadir, Blood Rager, and he could surrender the world if he could ever fucking hit it.
Oh man, last session! Oh, there's so many misses! Oh, I felt so bad.
My god.
No, we won't talk about it. It's water under the Belhaim bridge. Just water under the bridge through the Verdurin Fork. Just gone. Done.
Or a kobold head beneath the swing line of the axe. The flight path just down a smidge. You got him.
Yeah.
And I'm Aaron, guys. I'm playing Rikus Vol, the half-orc fighter, who is learning that people really get hurt on this adventuring gig, and but the pay is really good.
Not bad. You guys have made quite a bit of money, actually. Quite a bit of money. And you've got some gold to spend, as it were. And, Belhaim, although it is not a large town, it's small compared to, Opera or some of the larger, like the capital cities of Taldor. But it is it's got some places. It's got a lot of different named locations with little tiny circles and the names that I then revealed to you last session when I realized that you couldn't actually see them. But I digress. With that being said, we're actually going to pick up right where we left off last session. So this is post your adventure. You've gotten all of your... What's the difference between ill-gotten? Like, healthy-gotten gains? We're going to go with healthy-gotten gains.
Legitimate salvage.
We're going healthy-gotten gains.
It ain't honest, but it's much.
TM. Trademark, Darewolf Gaming 88. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so, with that being said, we're going to pick up right where we left off. And, Epius, you had just cast a detect magic spell, somewhat subtly. You had glanced over at the bartender, and you had found that she had 3 different auras of magic on her. One of them was identified as a kind of abjuration spell. One of them was a illusion spell, and one of them was transmutation. So she has some sort of, not abjuration, but enchantment. So she has some sort of something that's helping her with her charisma. It looked like it might have been Eagle's Splendor. You also noticed that there was an altar person, and then there was also a disguise self spell that was on her as well, because you took the time to concentrate. Now, you may do with that information as you see fit. You're still all sitting at this table at the Wise Piper, eating your meal. I believe it was... Who was it that spent all the money to buy everyone food? Was it Kelgadir? I believe it was Kelgadir that spent the money. So you have this wonderful roast chicken, whatever else your hearts would desire. And I leave the scene to you all.
Is the tavern owner still in the room, or have they
She
departed?
is, so imagine, if you will, that this long table is kind of centrally located in the bar. There is a doorway to your back. You're sitting on one side, say the northern side of the table. It's large enough to where all 5 of you can sit comfortably at this long, almost like a Viking-esque table. The bar is about 20 feet where she's at, and she's serving a couple of patrons at the bar, so she's well out of earshot, as it were.
Okay, then he'd lean into the table and whisper slightly, well, the bar keeps reasonably powerful as far as magic goes if someone casts spells upon them. I'd watch yourself, Lucas.
Wow. So the barmaid now has magic. We're getting paid by the mayor.
They're not what they appear.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's something up with these people.
What do you mean?
I keep seeing. I think they're reptiles. Some type. I saw slit eyes, and I saw a reptilian face, and I can't swear that I saw it, but I swear I saw it in the crowd. Just move by.
Well, I mean, Lucas, we did just come through a rather harrowing ordeal. We fought kobolds. Do you think?
But everybody's wearing. You said transmutation magic, or is it illusion?
Both.
Both. There's something not right, and
That's not everyone, though. Only some of them. Only her so far.
Didn't the mayor also say that they were doing something, offers or something to keep the kobolds out, or to have the kobolds leave them be?
I think what she said was they had a sort of
Let bygones be bygones arrangement.
mutually ignorant relationship. They would ignore one another.
mutually ignoramus. Well, I don't know. There's just something. There's an itch. I've got an itch. I can't scratch it. I don't know what it is. We need to be on our guard.
Should we turn in early to pay Hunkley's Manor a visit, like we planned?
What about the walk?
Sure, that can happen. We can make time for that as well. Though we want to hit the Manor before the
Right.
the constables do.
As a huntsman, I'd rather protect cattle, but I'm wherever you guys need me to be. I just wouldn't like a ward walking around in the woods.
We have to go that way either way.
Yes, if it's on the way, yes, of course. I'm not comfortable in the country, but this is about as rural as I like.
It'll grow on you. I promise you that.
It's freer than where I'm from.
Yeah, no. Appius kind of looks around, says, I grew up in a village much like this, but I come to like Apara.
So, plan for the morning. We're going to go and look at Hunkley's Manor. See if we can find anything as to what the hell's going on.
Yep.
And what do we do if somebody catches us?
Well, ideally, you will all be standing around. My contingency is not being there. You know, he makes a poof gesture with his hands.
Okay.
Hopefully, if I scream loud enough, you'll all hear me from inside.
Why would you be screaming?
If he's being eaten by devils.
Or
Yes.
traps? Wizards are paranoid, right?
Or set on fire, or maimed, or electrocuted, or burned by acid, or eaten by, I don't know, drugged up giant rats.
Many of
Who
us.
knows?
Calgadir, we know there's world is horrible.
Yes.
And I guess we got kind of a plan set up.
Kind of.
Everybody
Alright.
rest yet, or are we doing that?
Not
now?
yet. You haven't rested as of yet.
Let's do that now.
So
New
as you all get
spells,
ready
new spells,
to
new
settle
spells.
in, does anyone have anything else they would like to do prior to settling in for the evening? Any meetings? Anyone they'd like to speak with? Yeah, please.
I'm just wondering, and this is a question for the rest of the group. Did anybody? I'm just having a hard time finding my notes. How much gold do we have a piece in the bank? How much do we put in?
I put it in chat. I will
Oh,
scroll up.
okay.
We have.
Thank you, good sir.
In which chat?
Roll
That's
20.
12. We have like 1,200 some odd. Mine subtracted a little bit. We have 1,200 some odd gold apiece.
hang on a second.
I don't remember what the exact.
Hang on. No, Bob's got the loot sheet.
I do, but I already I marked it off
Distribute.
because I distributed it and people didn't write it down, I guess.
Well, I mean, we should all have the same amount of gold, should we not?
1,209 gold pieces apiece.
I'm gonna
time
call
to
it 1,200.
Time to retire.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
Time to
So
retire.
Going back home. That's it. Gonna buy a piece of land and put my feet up. So I guess what I would ask Game Master is right around now, what time of day is it?
so you all completed your foray into the underbelly of the collapsed tower. You rested there for the evening. Everyone thought you were dead. You returned to the village, the town, as it were, and you weren't really awake for too long. It would be early afternoon, 2-ish, maybe
Okay.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's still very early afternoon. You met with the mayor, etc. Yeah.
I would like to. Oh, sorry, Blood. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're already mid thing.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I would appreciate a visit to the smithy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can go visit the smithy. So you would be heading off to the smithy. And
be
it's actually
Bacchus?
right outside
Yeah.
of the Wise Piper. And as you head off to the smithy, again, everything in this town is nice, but not big city nice. It has that. This town is, it does well. It's kind of a way station, a stopping point. But it's very. My cat just put her paw on my arm, and I melted for a second because she's like, "Pay attention to me." I digress, though. But the smithy, as you approach, you hear the telltale signs of metal, something being worked. That clang, clang, clang. You hear someone working the bellows. You actually hear what sounds like maybe an apprentice, a young girl's voice, and she says, "Bacchus, is it hot enough? Am I doing it right?" "Aye, lass, you're doing it well. Keep the heat up, not too much. You don't want to douse the fire, you simply want to keep it hot, warm, illuminated, just like the metal." "Very good, sir. Thank you. And again, thank you for taking me as your..." You enter in, Rikus, mid-conversation. You hear as you kind of... imagine there's a little outdoor area where the actual forge is. And as you move through this gate, even though you don't see a bell, you hear this kind of ringing sound, like a little... And Bacchus, who is a stout, bearded man, he's got kind of thin-looking eyebrows, as though maybe he's been working by flames too much. They've gotten burned off over the years. He's got black kind of, smudges on his face, but he turns and he says, "Ah, perhaps a customer. What can I do for you today, good sir?"
Yes. Hello, I'm Rikus. I'm new. We went into the tower and came out, and I have some gold, and I need some new armor.
"Ah, the tower. I'd heard that you had all died inside there. It's nice to say that you didn't die." That was rude,
Nope,
wasn't it?
didn't.
Sorry.
Nobody died. No, I
Right.
don't think there's anything rude about saying that you're glad that I'm not dead.
Yes. Well, armor is something that I'm not necessarily accustomed to making. I usually work on more tools and the occasional sword and whatnot. But what did you have in mind?
Well, uh, I mean, anything better than what I have right now.
The young apprentice, who's a short, blonde-haired girl. She looks to be maybe 15, 14 to 15 years old. So just before, Pathfinder adulthood. She snickers to her snelf. Wow, snickers to herself. And as she does so, Bacchus looks to her, frowns, and says, "Amalia, be nice. He's a customer." And she says, "Sorry, sir." And he looks back to you. "Well, it's been many years, but I have made a breastplate before, for one of the nobles. It was purely ceremonial at the time, but I could perhaps modify it to be more practical, as it were."
I I think that would be pretty good.
He looks pleased with himself, as though he's like given a good answer. Give me a quick perception check, if you would. Quick perception check. My goodness.
All right. Perception, as we know, is not. I am not terribly
You'll be
perceptive.
fine. Don't.
He's no Calgadir.
I'm no
Calgadir is a
Calgadir.
dynamite on the perceptions. Dynamite.
No, it's the one roll he can do.
Yeah. It's not bad.
So you notice you notice that his hands, both he and the girl, are wearing these like leather, almost look like scale like gloves. The leather itself appears more scaly than normal leather would. And the gloves come up to about halfway up their forearm, both of them. They look like working gloves, but there's a slight kind of like greenish sheen to these leather gloves that they're wearing. And you notice that as they are, working as they've been working, and she's still working the bellows to keep the heat inside of the forge itself. The heat, you can see the air is kind of like that kind of like wavery like hotness that you see when you see heat rising off of like concrete or something. You see that the heat seems to hit the gloves and almost just roll off of them. There is some sort of perhaps enchantment upon them, or maybe it's just a natural quality of that particular leather. But I just wanted to point that out to you. You can do with it as you see fit.
Interesting. So, blacksmith, you're fairly confident that you can pull this off?
No
Yes.
need to
I
call
know
me
you said
blacksmith. You may refer to me as Bacchus. All of my friends do.
fair enough, Bacchus. You're confident you can craft a workable set of armor, because I'm not terribly enamored with the idea of just a puff piece that will fold under the bite of, say, a warg or kobold.
Oh, and now we're going to hunt the warg, are we? And he looks a little almost playful as he says that. And he kind of leans over. He's got this looks like maybe like a he's making a pair of like tongs or something. And he kind of leans, takes the tongs, plunges them in the water, pulls them back out, sets them down for a second, and there's a little bit of a playful boast as he asks, "So you're going after the warg now, are we?"
Perhaps we haven't decided yet, but just in case, I wanted to be prepared.
How quickly do you need the armor?
Well, I imagine faster than you could make it, but never hurts to get the order in. We'll be leaving probably in the morning.
He will laugh at that. "Well, I can promise you I won't have it done in the morning, but 3 to 4 days. I should have the armor completed. What kind of quality were you looking for? Out of game, Game Master's asking, do you want it to be masterwork or do you want it to be regular breastplate?
Can he make it? He can make masterwork shit. Well, I mean, oh, okay. Off the top of my head, rules for masterwork are
It's an
increase
extra
the cost by
100,
50%.
150. Just 150.
Extra
gold.
150.
Yeah.
Okay.
But allows it to
yeah,
be
yeah.
enchanted in the future.
And Reichs will just say, as well as you could make it.
And gold is no object for you then?
I'll pay a fair price, but not an exorbitant one.
Deal. I do take a 50% deposit up front.
And yeah, so I think you said breastplate, that's 200, so that'd be 350 with as a masterwork. So yeah, I'll I assume I've got my gold, or I have access to my gold or a writ or something. I'll peel them off some
Actually,
bills.
you need to go back to the bank. We're gonna roleplay you going to the bank and talking to the teller. Yeah, no, it's
I
fine.
appreciate if you didn't.
We didn't do that. That's fair. All right.
But yeah, no, I'll give him 200.
Perfect.
And,
And he will gladly accept it. See me in 3 days. It'll be completed. And make sure you survive so you can actually pick it up.
No promises, but I'll do my best.
And he laughs. And then he turns back to Amalia and says, "All right, girl, get the heat up." And then you hear that telltale clang,
And,
clang, clang.
Yeah, I'll head. Excuse me, I'll head back.
Perfect. Anyone else have any other scenes or anything else they'd like to do prior to turning in for the evening?
I want to find out a little bit more about the ward bounty.
Ooh, who would you like to go talk to, and where would you like to gather this information?
I would assume that there would be some of the farmers and landowners and cattlemen would be in the tavern at night.
So it is afternoon, so there's not a whole lot of people in the tavern, but there are a number of more kind of elderly folks in the tavern. And if you want to go and sit down, buy someone a drink, and discuss with them, you are welcome to do so. Welcome to do so. Just tell me who you would like to go talk to, or if you'd like me to give you a couple of options, I can do so. Whatever is easier for you.
Yeah, give me what is the bounty like? Did we get a print of it, or is it just this drunk guy that came over and was like, "Go kill this thing in the woods"?
You know what? There is a thing. I'm actually gonna do this. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's a little handout. Wolf hunting. There we go. Oh. Yeah, they got a nice little painting. They paid an artist to paint a nice little rendition of this wolf. And you can go find it on the little wanteds poster board outside of the town hall. But there's 3 individuals inside of the Wise Piper at this point that may be of interest to you. There is a gentleman who is wearing a dark black hooded robe, who is sitting in a far corner on the northwest side of the tavern. There is the man that actually mentioned the warg, a portly man drinking likely his 3rd or 4th cup of ale this afternoon. So, he's a day drunk. And then there is also a blue-haired elven woman who is sitting at the southwestern corner, and she looks like she doesn't belong there. Her hair is tied very tightly into a very, very tight and neat ponytail, and that ponytail is wrapped kind of around her shoulders. It kind of does a drape thing so that it's not falling in front of her. It's very purposeful in the way that it's set up. And she appears to be reading a red leather-bound book of some sort, and has a glass of wine in front of her and a half-eaten chicken breast in front of her as well.
I assume this is all going on while Rikus is going and getting
Absolutely. Simultaneously.
I'm going to slap Calgadir on the shoulder, and I'm going to tell him, drink one for me. And I'm going to walk up to the portly man. And I'm going to put enough coin on in front of him to get him another drink.
I told you. I told you. Melissa, I told you. I'm going to get back on track. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be back. Oh! Do I know you? What's this for? Is this for me? Is it gold? Give me a... Go ahead.
I'd like to put my hand before he grabs it, just put it on top of the gold coins.
He grabs your hand, but he's grabbing it as though he's trying to pick up a coin.
Okay.
So he's like awkwardly pawing at your top of your hand.
Okay. You don't remember me already, huh?
Oh, you're the you're going to fight the wargs, the wolf wargs, yes? Going to fight?
Yes.
Is that what we're
Yes.
doing? Good. Yes.
Easy.
Oh, right.
Easy.
Good. Good.
So I need some information.
Yes. It's all in the posters. There's wargs and wolves.
Understand that.
They're angry.
Right
Eating
here.
children.
Right here.
Livestock, not children, mostly livestock, but they're eating kids, baby goats. That's what they've been doing, and eating me out of house and home. Melissa said, "Don't come home until the wolves are dead." And I told Melissa, I told her, no, I can't. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I raise the goats, raise the kids, raise them up. Give me a sense motive check. DC 5.
All right.
Am I in the room when that's happening?
Absolutely, Lucas. You're
Oh,
all in the
God.
tavern.
Because I will aid since we're doing that.
Slowly shaking his head, watching this conversation devolve.
Oh yeah, this guy is 3 sheets to the wind, as it were. 3 sheets to the wind. Super drunk. Not really mentally present at this moment.
Okay. Hang on here. Where's my stuff at?
I forgot. Enabled. I put enable take 10 options. No, don't do that.
Where's my stuff at on here?
Sense motive will be under skills.
I'm trying to get my sheet to come up. It's not wanting to come up so I can roll for stuff here.
I'm just gonna give this one to you then, Zeb, so we can keep the keep the RP going at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a DC 5 if you don't roll a 1, which statistically speaking you'll be fine. He is drunk, and
Right.
you know, you can definitely pester him for information. How much you'll get? Some of it could be good, some of it could be bad. He's obviously lamenting about a woman, maybe a wife, a spouse, a partner of some kind. He's lamenting about children. He looks like he's a farmer of some kind, maybe a rancher, raises something. His hands are kind of dirty. There's bits of dirt and grime underneath his fingernails. He looks like he hasn't probably bathed in a day or two. He looks almost like a vagabond, a tramp, as it were. Star Tramps. Hashtag Star Tramps. No, I'm just kidding. That was for you, Aaron. But anyway. But he's obviously distressed. But what questions would you have for him, Chris?
I'm more or less I'm wanting to find out where these attacks were happening.
So he mumbles a little bit, mutters to himself a little bit more, and then he mentions that old quarry road, out in the old quarry road, and the dragon fens out that way. That's where they are. It's got a cave out there somewhere. I know they do. I couldn't find it. Not brave enough. I'm not brave. Not a fighter. Like I said, I'm a lover. I'm a lover. I love to raise them up. And as he says raise them up, he lifts a mug. Kind of spills a little bit. It's like mostly full. It's his fresh mug that he just got. Kind of drips around on the table. The ale splashes. You can see there's a bit of stickiness on the table. Kind of that glistening where people have been spilling their drinks. And he raises it up. He starts to sip it, knock it back. A little bit dribbles down his beard. And He says out again. He said out along the old quarry road in the Dragon Fen.
Old Quarry Road.
In the Dragon Fen, which, for those of you who haven't seen this is our local area
Ooh.
map, as it were.
Uh-oh. Don't read too much to the right.
That's all right. Don't think about it too hard.
All right.
So that's off to the west.
Yeah, so you said somewhere
sorry,
along
east.
the old quarry road. Old quarry road. Could be here. Could be here. We don't know.
And we're supposed to go where also?
So you've been asked to go clear out the kobolds, which apparently have a
Into the
cave
flooded quarry.
by the flooded quarry.
Oh, okay,
Exactly.
yeah, there it is.
Yes, correct.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, you could.
Or as I like to call it, getting stabbed twice in the same day.
Ah, there you go.
Well, it'll be more than twice.
3 times. A lady.
So pretty much all I got from him was the old quarry road.
Mm-hmm.
They have a cave
Mm-hmm.
out in the dragon.
Yep. That's where he thinks
Alright.
the wolves are. That's where he thinks the wolves are.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the coins for him there. And you said there were 2 others. There was an elf and a mysterious hooded.
Just you're not sure if it's a male or a female, and a black hood. They have what looks to be a ledger of some kind in front of them. They're very meticulously going over all of these different lines, and if you just pass by, they're not attempting to hide what they're doing or anything. It looks like they have an accounting book of some kind, and they're looking over numbers, and you see like lots of 200 GP or 100 GP, 15 copper, this and that. It's just like a ledger of some kind. Almost looks like they're maybe doing taxes or something.
Abadarian.
Possibly.
Abadarians. Yeah.
I'll approach the elf.
You approach the blue-haired elf. The blue-haired elf. And describe to me how you approach the blue-haired elf. What do you say?
As I approach, I'd like to have a tankard or a glass of mead, and more or less would just ask, "Excuse me, I'm
Not interested. Fuck off."
fair
She
enough."
says this without looking up, flips a page very methodically, one side to the other.
Are you from around here at all?
She takes a bookmark from a little pocket, places it in the page she was on, closes it. As she closes it, what languages do you speak?
I'm just gonna pat our Calgadir on the shoulder. The black-eared knife, the black-eyed knife-eared git, giving him trouble. Look.
This will be interesting.
I believe I just speak common.
So you don't know what it says, but it looks very arcane, very ancient, and the leather itself is worn. Looks like it's been passed through many hands, and it's not a thick book, maybe inch or so, and looks like she's about halfway through it. She lets out that heavy sigh again, obviously perturbed. "No, I'm not from here. No, I don't want you to buy me a drink. I'd prefer to be left alone to my reading. Any other stupid questions?"
Nope, can't say I got any. Thank you. You have a good day.
He makes like a hand gesture motion, takes the bookmark, flips open the book, and goes back to reading whatever it is she is reading. Actually, Blau, what languages do you speak?
Want the list?
Yeah. I do want this.
All right. Aslanti, celestial,
I like it.
common,
I like it.
draconic,
Okay.
dwarven,
Okay.
elven,
Okay.
orc, and sylvan.
You don't. Yeah, you don't understand. Read this as well. Does anyone speak? Does anyone speak Abyssal? Yeah. No
Nope.
one. No one. No one knows what she's reading. But she's reading a book, and she also doesn't seem like she wants to have any conversations with anyone. She takes a slow sip of her wine, and we proceed on. Anyone else have any other scenes? Anything else they'd like to do this time?
After seeing him flop wondrously, Kalgadir contemplates going over himself and using his delicate surgical approach, but decides that he doesn't feel like being stabbed between the third and fourth rib, which is the fastest way to a man's heart, today, and fucks off to go find an alchemist.
Ooh, an alchemist. You know what
Zine's
I love?
tonics to the south.
You know what I love? You know what I love? Alchemists. I love alchemists. You know what's really convenient about where this inn is located? There's so many places around there you can go shop at. It's almost like they know where travelers are going to hang out, so they put all their shops right by the inn, where people stop as they're traveling along the Verdun Highway. But as you head over, Zine is a elf. She is middle-aged for an elf, so she still looks like she's, in her late 20s, early 30s, as it were. And she's actually very friendly. Her eyes are completely solid blue, kind of a light robin's egg blue. And as you walk inside, there is an actual physical bell on her shop. It jingles, and she's in the middle of a conversation with a middle-aged man, and she says, "All right, now if you will take this, apply it 3 times daily to the affected area, and remember, stop hanging out with Bertha, all right? She is not... Just stop it, all right? I know you say you love her, but she loves everyone in town, and that's the problem." And the man says, "All right, thank you, I'm sorry." And then he turns and walks out the door, allowing you to approach. She sees you. She smiles. She seems... The impression you're getting, Gris, is that I don't know how many elves Gris has interacted with, but she is very friendly and very open, and she says, "Hello, and welcome to Zine's Tonics. Is there something in particular you're looking for, or just browsing today?"
What are the odds that one will be back? Because they're pretty good.
I'm sorry, what?
That one, he'll be back. He's not going to leave you alone.
If I was a betting elf, I would 20 to 1 odds. He'll be back in 3 days.
Nothing like repeat business, isn't there?
I keep telling him to stop, but he refuses. "I don't recognize you. Are you new in town?"
You could say that, yes, sir. My compatriots and I, we cleared out the tower earlier. Everyone thought we were dead. Turned out, here we are.
Oh, that was you. Yes,
yes,
I heard the rubble and the collapse, and I did hear some tell that there was a group of adventurers of some kind that were doing what adventurers do and whatnot. But I'm curious. You don't seem to be the And she looks
dead
at you.
kind.
Yes, you seem very much alive. But again, is there something I can help you with in particular, or were you just looking for a bit of conversation about the sexual failings of local citizens?
Well, your local citizens' promiscuity is, well, while amusing, not why I'm here. I'm not very good with the technical vernacular, but from where I come from in the Five Kings Mountains, the shaman there would make some type of tonic potion that would make me grow larger and make me hit harder, and then also a potion to cure my wounds. I am looking to acquire some things of that sort, and just curious if that is something that you might be able to facilitate. Yes.
Yes, I could do both. How quickly do you need them?
Well, it's not to be an inconvenience, but as quick as possible. I'm willing to pay a little extra if you can, kind of push it to the front of the line, as it were.
What strength and how quickly do you need them?
He will, to his best ability, describe in large person.
Yeah.
And then cure light wounds. And he would
get the impression that she is used to having folks be like, "I need a thing to do this," and she's like,
"Yeah,
I know what you mean. Just describe it." And she's like, "I know exactly what you're looking for. I do have the ability to make that, And as far as the healing tonics, I would just need to know what strength you'd like.
He'll just say one able to cure, he'll just be
Are
like,
we
if I get
talking a
stabbed by
scrape along the arm or a gut wound in which you're going to bleed out inevitably?
a kobold spear to the side kind of thing.
Moderate strength.
Moderate, yes.
She, by tomorrow morning, could prepare you 2 potions of enlarged person and 3 potions of cure moderate wounds, if you'd like.
Ooh, it's fast.
Okay. And,
It's going to be, if you want it that quick, though, it's going to cost you 1.10. So it's going to cost an extra 10%.
And if I were to drop the strength on the potions down a touch, it's mostly we have a holy man and such, but it's mostly just as a if I'm on the other side of the thing and he can't reach me. I mean, it's more of a backup than a primary method of keeping myself alive kind of thing.
Magic is fleeting. A potion is there when you need it.
Oh, I know.
Ah,
From inside the tower, you hear Thaddeus. Ah! I love that.
Harleton.
Well, because he's I mean, I really kind of want to do Cure Light Wounds just because I kind of want to bring it up to the party that investing in maybe a wand of Cure Light Wounds would be a worthy investment for us as a group later. Maybe like if I were to do like 1 Cure Mod and then 2 Cure Light would be.
You can have it
or
all
what
done
is
by
it?
tomorrow morning, normal price. If you do 2
Normal
cure,
price.
cure light and 1 cure medium.
And then 2 enlarged person.
You just
Okay.
have to pay the standard market price for them.
All right. Well, and that would be what is it?
Potions.
Potions. I think it's like. I want to say it's like.
I think it's like 150, but I could be crazy.
For a level 1 potion, it is 50 gold pieces. For a level 2 potion, it's 300 gold pieces.
Oof, that's quite a mark. That's quite a jump for an extra
Yes.
healing.
Yeah. So
Uh,
you'd be looking at. You could just do the 3 cure lights. So that'd be 250 gold.
Yeah, he'll give her 300 flat to put a rush on it.
Done. She will
And
have
then-
it ready for you in the morning.
He slaps 300 gold to wonderful. I will see you in the morning.
And she responds with, "Yes, it is! You're so exuberant. It's a nice
Yeah, but-
change."
Well, someone has to keep morale up around here. And then he just walks.
Thank you for shopping at the tonic
Yep.
store. Goodbye.
I'll see you in the morning.
As you walk out, you see a brown-haired portly woman moving in, and she says something about that blasted Roger gave her something again, and as she walks in, right as you leave, you hear the elven woman say, "Bertha, back again! How lovely!" And we move on from there. But any other scenes, anything else anyone would like to do prior to the next morning?
He will, Calculator will find, and I'm still terrible with character names, Gris, and ask him, you think we should probably try to put some sort of bait together for this thing, if we're going after this wolf, wog, whatever?
Well, if it is a warg, and the few wargs that I've ever hunted, they don't usually like to go for bait. They're a little bit smarter.
Okay, so we might have to procure a live animal.
Do we need any weapons that are longer than most? Maybe spears.
I've been quite proficient with a spear or a glaive or any halberd. I could use any of them really. But
I mean,
got the axe.
I'm more partial towards my bow. I've never really had to use my axe.
Yeah, Calcutter's got like the great axe. He's got a flail. He's got a short sword. He's got a shield too, for some fucking reason. He's like, I mean,
Opens trench coat. I got it all.
I got it all. I got what you need.
Guy from Resident Evil 4. Stranger.
Occasionally, there's a phallus in one of the pockets. It's the whole thing. Anyway, I've heard tale also of magic sticks that can be used as a spell thing for healing? Should we? I don't know what it's called, but I've seen them used. Is that something we should consider? I know they're quite expensive, but not to put any shade, as it were, towards our healing inclined friends, but a little extra, pee for plenty, as it were.
I'm just
taken.
looking at Epius, just like it's magic. That's right.
Look, it's
A
magic.
wand.
That's what they're called. Okay, look, I'm not a magic person. I hit things really hard when I can hit them. Anyway, but yes, is that something? I would take at least 2 of us to go in on, but I think as a benefit to everyone, we should all split the cost. Is that something we should bring up with the others, or do we just want to do it?
I mean,
Well, we have to find one first.
Well,
out of character
yes.
speaking, after the next haul, we can get one, presumably with our next haul, because I have 381 in the group treasury.
Well, they're like
I forgot to mention it. My loot sheet-
750.
My loot sheet splits off 5% of the total value and throws in the group
Absolutely.
treasury for
No,
shit like this.
absolutely. That's,
Yeah.
It's a standard adventuring contract.
Yeah, but they're like 750, I think, right? For just
Yeah,
a,
there's
for like-
750 for a full one.
So I mean, we could. I mean, if we had enough people that wanted, I mean, I'm down for obviously split because I will be getting
Absolutely.
a share
Yep.
of it. So I'm down. I mean,
No,
if we could find one, I think it's a worthy thing. 50 charges of Cure Light, please and thank you.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
ideally, yeah, if we can get one before we leave town for the quarry, then I mean, I know Rikus isn't there, but I'd be more than willing to throw in.
I mean, I get the potions just in case it's like I'm out of range or like I'm about to die and it's
Well,
I'm gonna get hit before it's whatever. I can be like potion, but
If we all put in 150, we can get one. Is there one in town? Is the question.
yeah, we got to find one. That's the question. But yeah, I just want to make sure everyone's down for
Yeah.
shipping in for one.
100%.
And then
All right. I mean, if we're all down for chipping in for one, I'll mark off the 150. If everyone else does as well, and I
Done.
assume we'll assign that task to our cleric, the one who will actually carry the wand.
yeah, probably. I don't have
I'll be
If
the only
he's-
one.
if-
I'll be
if
the
he's
only
up
one
for
that
it.
can.
There is
Oh, you're the only one that can do it
uh,
without.
There is a
using magic.
shrine of the 7 Roses, which is a holy place, and they may have one there if you'd like to go and purchase one. We don't have to role play it out, but yeah, you can go buy one there. I think that's fair.
For charitable donation.
Yeah, it's not really buying; it's a charitable donation of how much
Well,
it
yeah,
costs to buy one.
of course. It's how you got to keep taxism status.
Exactly.
I'm gonna assume Shrine of the 7 Roses is not Milani. Okay. All right.
Calculator doesn't understand religion, so
Well, I'm ready
But-
to just go charging.
I love it.
oh, he venerates the spirits and the ancestors and such. Isn't religion? What the fuck is that?
And as everyone's getting ready to settle in the afternoon, you've taken some time, you did your shopping, had a couple conversations about buying some stuff. Somebody wandered off and bought a wand of Cure Light Wounds. You're getting ready to settle in, Lucas, and it's starting to get a little busier in the tavern. And imagine that maybe you're lingering, maybe you're praying, maybe you're doing something, maybe you're just finishing your meal, but the tavern owner, the young woman, she's been watching you, not like staring deeply into your eyes, but you just always catch her whenever you look over at the bar. She looks at you. You had that moment last session where you ran into her, you both kind of fell on top of each other, and then there was an awkwardness. You ended up going back inside and buying some additional meats to give because half of them are ruined. And she's always looking at you out of the corner of her eye. It's not aggressive. It's just there's this intrigue, there's this interest, and unless you
Give
do
me
anything, it's not gonna go anywhere else. But I just want to give you that moment. If you want to do something with that, you can. If not, we will simply progress to the next morning after you guys rest and recuperate.
He's not going to do anything. He doesn't know this. No.
Perfect. So, yes.
Crafting question
Go for it.
that I asked earlier.
Yes. I have an answer.
Can I make more than one scroll per night?
Absolutely.
More
Yeah.
than one item?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. He's gonna make some
Absolutely.
scrolls of keep watch with his keep watch scroll.
Ooh, fancy.
Like over the course of the night while he's staying up, he's going to make more keep watch scrolls.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Now, during the evening, I need each of you, as you lay your heads down to rest, you have individual rooms. It's a pretty big tavern. This is the main tavern in town. Each of you to make will saves, please.
Including if you are not sleeping.
No. If you're staying awake like a crazy person, then you're good.
Well, I'm a magic man. My life's mission is to not sleep after I gain the ability to not sleep.
I love that. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Those are some damn good rolls. So we got, let's see here. We got a 9 from Gris. 17, 27, 20. Perfect. Gris. Everyone, you all have these very relaxing, beautiful dreams. It's a fond memory of a loved one. It's victory in battle, Rikus. It is overcoming the oppression of a diabolical ruler, Lucas. It is, Kelgadir, it's blood and battle and women. It's glorious. It is just absolutely glorious. But Gris, you find yourself as you fall down, not fall down, but you fall asleep, a little bit restless, toss and turn slightly. But in your dream, you find yourself standing in a large, just massive cave. It's so tall to where the ceiling of this cave disappears into the blackness. You could just make out with a torch. You're holding this torch in your left hand. Just make out the stalactites, just the tips. They look like teeth up on the ceiling, kind of like almost as though you're standing in a giant maw. And as you are standing in this cave, you hear a kind of sizzling, bubbling noise, as though something is dripping, and it's either something hot hitting something cold, or maybe it's acid or something. You're not sure, but you're compelled to move forward. And as you move forward, you start to hear this increased sizzling sound, this burning sensation, as though something is melting. And again, you're compelled to move forward deeper and deeper into this cave, this maw that you find yourself in. As you move forward, you start to feel like your face is starting to like burn, and it starts to feel like the air itself is noxious and filled with some sort of poison, but you cannot stop. You continue to move forward and forward and forward. Your torch that you carry in your left hand starts to dampen, as though the air itself is becoming devoid of oxygen. And as you move forward and forward, you finally look down and you find yourself standing what appears to be a green flowing river of acid. And to your horror, you watch as your feet begin to melt, your legs begin to melt, and the last thing you remember before you start awake, maybe screaming, maybe just gasping for air because it's hard to breathe in the dream, is this beating sound of massive wings and a low and just ominous laugh. And you awaken and you find yourself drenched in sweat, and you can still smell that kind of burning sizzling of that acid that was melting. Almost smells like burnt flesh just for a few moments. But after that, you're able to get back to sleep. And in the morning,
okay, cool. Good.
If you want to.
Back to sleep.
If you want
Yeah.
to. Maybe you lay awake. I don't know. It's up to you. But it was a very jarring dream. But in the morning, you will awaken. It's rather early. Epius stayed awake through the night, crafting like a champion. And the first thing you all would smell would be ham. Sizzling ham. That's it's ham day, actually, at the Wise Piper. The day
One
of
the days of the week here?
Week is it's Oath Day. It's the middle of the day.
Okay.
Middle of the week, excuse me. Middle of the week. The 13th of Kuthona. And it is technically winter right now because it's December. Kuthona is the December of the Glorian calendar. But this area is very mid, kind of close to the equator, so it never really gets too cold here. It's always kind of It's like maybe like at night it gets down to like maybe 50s Fahrenheit, and during the day it's still like in the like 60s, maybe even low 70s. So it's pretty nice, all things considered. But you awaken, you're able to have breakfast, you're able to congregate, and discuss how you'd like to approach this kobold cave that you're going to go and root out.
We're gonna go knock over Hunklay's place,
Excuse me. You're gonna go knock
Yeah.
over Hunklay's place.
which I think we would leave pre-dawn for, because that's why I went to bed super early.
Excellent. So you want to wake up even before breakfast is done. So, you still smell the ham, but you're able to leave pre-dawn. She starts cooking early, the tavern keeper. But as you guys make your way over to Hunklay's manor, the manor itself has been slightly cordoned off, but there are no active guards by the manor at this time. So, how would you like to approach? Who's going in first? What is the battle plan?
Well, given that the front door is trapped, Epius would like to do a circle of the place to detect magic to see if there's any entrances that aren't magic.
Not a single entrance is devoid of magic.
Are any of the entrances just an alarm spell like they were on the
Each of them look to have
evocation or something?
evocation spells on them, correct? And there is the main door, and then there are windows on the backside, here and here. I'm actually going to drag us up to Hunklay's Manor, right over yonder. So there are here and here, and then there are two sets of windows here and here, and there are no windows on the first floor.
Appius would say, well, it looks like every window is trapped. And given that none of us are particularly adept at disarming traps, I think we're going to need to take it. And based on the trap on the front door, I assume this radius is the same kind of magic. It's not going to hurt that much. It's more of a deterrent. The sheriff got zapped. He seems fine. And unless that sheriff is a much more powerful man than his demeanor leads me to believe, or not the sheriff, the deputy, I can't imagine they're going to do very much damage. If no one's willing to climb up there and pull me up, I'll go myself.
Everybody's looking at Calgadir.
Fine.
We got the magic wand for a reason.
I'm aware.
Just slap him on the shoulder, hand him a cup of meat. You got this, champ.
Yeah.
Absolutely love
All
it.
right, so I will. I guess I will attempt to climb the thing.
Are you climbing, or are you gonna go through the front door?
Oh, we're definitely going in the back. There's no way we're walking into that front door.
Yeah, the front door's.
Love it.
Hopefully
All
I have
right.
climbed.
So, how are you getting up there, my dude?
How far up off the ground is this window?
20 feet.
20 feet.
Hey,
Is there any-
Is there
Go ahead.
with a
Patrick.
quick?
Go 1
Did
second.
we find a key?
Yes, there is a key,
Just
which I don't believe you guys turned in.
Oh, we didn't. You're
No,
right.
Nope,
We have-
we
yeah.
did not turn
Yeah, I
in.
remember.
I mean, I think it's funny that you guys are all planning to like try and break in, and someone should
hey,
remember.
the wizard's supposed to be smarter than everybody, so I just assumed he
I
figured the key wouldn't work.
100% forgot we got a
Yeah,
key. That said,
Shouldn't the key allow us to just would that
Bypass the
bypass
trap?
the alarm? The trap, yeah.
Let's go
Is it-
turn the key and see if the trap turns off.
Calgadir, here's the key.
fucking hate you guys. All right, let's go.
This is just in
I-
the backyard
I
doing
hold
the
calisthenics.
I mean,
getting
listen,
ready to jump.
I hold the
Calgadir,
wand up.
if you're scared, I can do it.
Oh my god.
Call me scared again, and I'll rip off your head and shit down your throats. Give me the goddamn key. Let's go.
It's 4 a.m. What are you trying to do?
He's trying to lose his head.
I'll go back into that tower butt naked and fight all those kobolds before you piss him off.
Let's go. All right, I'll go go to the front door, insert the key,
Yeah, Epius is gonna go ahead and detect magic. You know,
turn
make
this
sure.
fucking.
see if the trap actually disarms itself. Oh, look, a dead man.
Ooh, so as you walk up, the first thing you notice is that there is a dead kobold at the front door that appears to have had its head exploded.
Good.
And it looks fresh.
Hmm.
Well, that's not foreboding at all.
Maybe the deputy's tougher than he looks after all.
Well, the spell that affected him certainly wasn't a. Also, my token's wrong. It's dragging off with 0.7 hit points, and that's not what my character sheet says.
I mean, I selected HP. I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Just
Oh, I
me
guess
Oh,
since you
I
seem to
fixed
have
it.
the biggest balls of steel, how about you go and turn that door handle?
Epi's going to go ahead and detect magic after the lock gets turned.
All right.
Hold on. Do I get an active spell effect after the lock has been turned?
Are
Or
you?
the key's been turned?
Is the key being inserted?
Yes,
Oh, so
I'll
we're
insert. I'll insert the key.
You are picking up no active magic on the door after the key is turned.
It's disarmed. Let's go ahead.
All right, I'll open the door.
And Epius is going to actually cast his new cantrip on everybody, which is message. So we can now point to people and whisper, use mouth words, and they will be delivered silently. A
I love
DC
it.
25 perception check to overhear them.
I love it. All
Beautiful.
right, so as you open the front door, allow me to describe to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, they get delivered to every target. So
which
not
you
just the person you
find
point at.
yourselves. Boom. So you find yourself staring into the grand hall. The floor of this well-appointed entry hall is adorned with 2 expensive Korean rugs and decorated with several overstuffed leather sofas. 24 paintings with gilded frames hang on the walls. Portraits and landscapes, all of exquisite artistry. Blech. To the north sits a large bird cage, wooden doors open to the east and west walls, and an elaborate spiral staircase of iron both ascends and descends in the southeast corner. Perception
Epius gives
checks,
that
everyone.
bird cage a solid squint. See if there's a big fat
Yeah.
raven in there.
It looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from here. It looks. I thought it was a roulette table at first.
The bird cage contains 5 frantic songbirds. Each of the colorful, exotic birds is extremely rare, noisy, hungry, and thirsty. You can tell they are squicking and squawking and jittering and jumping around and fluttering. And,
Right. Epius is going to detect magic before we step inside because the trap after the door is the scary one.
The one you least expect.
True.
you are detecting a small amount of magic right where that big, large, right in the center. It's like a 10 by 10 foot area where you're detecting some magic.
And he's going to step inside and gesture them to close the door behind them and
You are
concentrate.
stepping inside.
Yes.
Cool. The floor drops out from underneath you. Make a reflex save, please.
All right. Ooh.
Yikes. So as Epius steps inside, you watch as the carpet disappears as though it is not there. And he begins to plummet down into a magic hole. And
Carpet didn't detect?
No, I said there was. Did you not catch that? I said there was magic where the carpet
You pinged
was.
up here.
He thought it was
Yeah.
up here.
Oh,
That was
I'm
me.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, no.
Sorry, you were pinging up there.
Yeah, my bad. I was meaning to ping where the carpet was. If you'd like to retract stepping inside, I felt like that was a weird choice.
No,
Yeah.
I saw pinging up here. I'm like, oh, all right. So it's up there on that carpet. That's strange. It's a weird place for a
Oh.
trap to be.
You know what? That might have been someone else pinging because I also have red. I'm going to change myself
Oh,
to
yeah.
orange. Or actually,
I'm
we
also
also-
colorblind as shit. I'm not paying attention to the color at all. I'm just seeing pings. I'm like,
Blue.
oh, it's
I'm
up
gonna
there.
go to blue. I'm
When
gonna
he's
go to
doing
blue.
description.
Boom, right here. Right here is where the pinging is. So
you
right where the
break out
rug
the-
is. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't mean to be cruel.
Now
but
I don't want to
we-
metagame like a motherfucker, but he would obviously. Oh, it's illusion magic. It's a fake carpet.
Yep. Exactly
Sorry.
right. No, it's
We-
fine. It's actually conjuration magic you're picking up. It's not a fake carpet. There's conjuration
Oh,
magic.
interesting.
And go ahead and roll a spellcraft check. So it is a create pit spell that is attached to a trap.
Oh wow.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't normally be this morbid, but we've done it before in the warrens underneath the tower. There's a dead body here. Why don't we see what it does?
Before he's even done, the kobold has been yoked. Has been yoked. Just
Kobold
into the thing.
hits the center of the carpet. A 10 by 10 foot square opens up. The kobold slips through the square, and then a second later, the carpet reappears.
The visual.
Does it reactivate?
Oh yes,
The
it
magic?
does. It absolutely does.
I have to-
All right,
I have to
someone
carefully
get
jump
us a-
around.
Yeah, can we
It looks
can we
like there's
skirt the
only
edge of
one
it,
way.
like the
Yeah.
like
Give
step
me
on the
a
left side or
DC
right side?
10 reflex
Okay.
save.
DC 10 reflex. That's pretty hard for a wizard with a +1 reflex save.
Maybe.
I'm gonna wait for someone else to do it and wait for a rope because
Whoop! Chris is
we should have a ladder.
Or could we? Well, I was gonna say, could we use acrobatics too to try and like jump a corner or something?
Yeah, acrobatics would be fine. Absolutely.
Let's see, what's the distance? So we'd have to jump. What, 10 feet?
Yeah, I'll use acrobatics because that would be more gaming.
You say 5 because it's at an angle, 5 feet or 10 feet? Which one's more your speed?
You can get a running jump. Be a long jump.
Long jump?
Oh boy.
It's not the second trap. It's the third trap you have to worry about.
Right, it's the trap behind the trap, man.
Yeah.
The floor turns to lava snakes and you die.
Lucas has
So-
suddenly remembered his training. He's a rogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do acrobatics. Why not? Come on. Oh, fuck.
Bye.
What's the DC though? Because it wasn't.
Give me-
It's so for a running jump, your score determines how far you make it.
Yes.
If it's just a normal jump, it has a fixed DC.
So here's the thing: you start to run, and then you kind of like hit the ground where that kobold was dead, and the blood's still a little sticky, and you kind of slip a little bit. Give me a reflex save as your foot lands just not quite far enough. Unfortunate.
For my worst save too.
You know what? It's not good enough. So Kelgadir goes to make a running jump, slips, catches himself on where the carpet should be, and then a moment later you watch as he disappears through the rug. And Kelgadir, you fall into a pit.
Why didn't he wait for the rope?
What do you think was going to hold the other end of the rope?
14 points of damage as you plummet
Gris,
to the
Gris,
bottom.
the other guy with the same strength score as you on the other side of the rug.
Yeah, I was gonna skirt it because I was told to do a reflex.
And you find yourself at the bottom of a 20-foot pit. Oh, excuse me, a 30-foot deep pit.
Oh, lovely.
It didn't feel good. I'll tell you that much.
All right, Gris,
mean-
pass the rope over and we'll move through and then drop the rope for Calgadir.
This has been his existence. Just joining this little run group is just pain. So
Yeah, so I've skirted. I should be here. And I'm going to pass the rope.
Yeah, if he's going to take a hold of the rope and then, kind of try to step around, and if he fails, Gris is there to catch him.
I like
He
it.
failed.
Oh, no!
Assume Gris just pulls me up.
Is this a
Gris,
magic
give me
pit?
a strength check.
He's a decrepit old man. He weighs like 6 pounds. He's
I only weigh
dust.
140 pounds, though.
He's dust.
His bones are dust.
His bones.
he hits bird bones.
You know what? You grab him. You keep
Oh,
Epius from
thank you.
falling to his likely
Oh.
death.
Oh,
I like that. I like that. That's good teamwork right there. That was good. That's good. It's positive. It's good.
you're heavy for a
Yeah.
corpse.
God, I love low-level adventures. It's a
I think-
doorway. The doorway that slew us all. It's glorious.
Like I said, that Pathfinder rope on that one like intro thing is like the deadliest thing in the whole Pathfinder.
I should have bought my 10-foot pole and my ladder. I didn't. I should have.
Just saying.
And
And
I think at this point, Rikus is going to look at Lucas and say, you or me?
We should have gone and got one of the big like 2x4s from the tower, and then you just use it to make a bridge. Is what we should
I
have done.
forgot the tower was there. We should have done that too.
Eh.
I didn't want to go back into town to buy things at 4 a.m. because, you know.
That's how I was going to get up to that window. Is just make a ramp out of a 2x4.
Or we could have just bought a ladder.
Well, the issue with buying a ladder and then
Paper trail.
at 4 a.m. is
What do you guys do with that ladder at 4 a.m.? That's kind of weird.
We're the adventurers that just saved the town. We're going to loot the place.
I see you've got a ladder, crowbar, ski masks, knockout gas. Is that, will that be all, gentlemen? Is that, yeah, what are you doing? Costume party. Yeah.
Oh no, you better. You know what? I forgot bleach.
And and a barrel of hydrochloric acid. What are you gonna do with that?
Ooh,
You don't
50
buy it all in one place.
Come
You
50
on.
pounds of lime too.
around and use cash.
Come on.
Eppius will begin helping Riss anchor the other side of the rope,
Yep.
you know, as best he can.
And you guys are able to get the rest of you
I'll get
back
across.
around the side. And you're able to get Calgadir up and out of the hole.
Is there anything at the bottom of the hole?
Nope. Just a
Okay.
just a nasty hole.
Salt
making
and
sure.
disappointment. Let's move.
You okay,
Yeah,
buddy?
poke him with the wand or heal him or something. Also, he's gonna like pull the door closed behind us.
I'm so tempted to bring the kobold back with him. He
Why is
could.
it so much heavier?
Oh, that kobold can't weigh much.
Like 30
Weighs
pounds.
1 Eppius worth.
Yeah, I mean, Calgadir himself's like 250 pounds. Like he's just gonna, you know what? He's gonna bring the kobold.
Eppius
It
can go
could
ahead
be
and do
useful.
A
It could be useful.
360 scan of the room to make sure there's nothing else magic. The next 2 doors, the staircase, that kind of thing.
Nothing else magic you're picking up.
All right, so it's just mechanical traps from here on.
So yet.
Well, from what we can see right now.
Well, just I would
What are we?
I would
what are
I
we
would be
looking for?
living with the detect magic spell on as much as you possibly can as you walk.
Yeah, I
around.
think they just halves your movement speed to do that.
That's
So,
what I'm working with.
yeah.
It's just I'm declaring when I'm using it. Therefore, he can give me answers.
All right. Well, what are the birds doing? Are they alive?
You can see that their food is empty. You can see that their water container is empty. And they look frantic and very hungry.
Are they making noise?
Oh yeah, they are tweeting and running around.
Yeah, no one cared before we got in here.
We'll need to deal with that. Which door are we going to go?
Left, I suppose.
Yeah, I say we get the bottom one and then come back to the other one. Just I don't want anything to pop up behind us just in case. Because wizards.
I have the wand.
Did you
whenever
scan the entire
someone's
room
ready.
with detect magic?
Yeah, he do a 360.
One of the birds is detecting a slight amount of magic on it.
Interesting.
Riss readies an arrow.
Would that be a knowledge check on the bird or a spellcraft check to what kind of magic's on the
Spellcraft
bird?
check.
All right.
So it looks to be. Just double check to make sure I have the right school here for you. So the school is Abjuration, and there is a small silver charm that is wrapped around one of the larger of the 5 birds' legs. And it's just like a little tiny silver charm, like a wrist bracelet or something.
That shield other? Or what the silver charm is for. I'm gonna leave it alone for now, to be honest, because whatever it is probably bound to Hunkland is not
Okay.
particularly a problem for us unless I can identify it further. But I think we should move forwards.
I love it. You got a door to the left. You got a door to the right. Where would you like to go?
I think left is fine. I think just picking one is more.
Yeah,
We don't have any
left-
other information to go with right now.
left it is.
Yep.
Want to check it for traps first? I can't do the physical stuff. It's not magic.
Told you
Sure.
there was a rogue for hire.
Oh, there's a rope for hire.
There's an easy way to get by mechanical traps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Somewhere in Magnamar, a halfling, a gnome, excuse me, a gnome squirms slightly.
Does anybody
feels your ear burning.
does anybody have a 10-foot pole?
He slips up the dead kobold. Just throw it at the door.
Anyone
know
gonna heal
what?
Calgadir before someone opens
As
the door?
Calgadir chucks the kobold at the door, there's a sickening crunch, and then as it slides down the door, and nothing happens. But you may also want to heal Calgadir. Not a bad idea.
Oh, how much did he take damage for?
14.
Oh
You can see
my.
his health bar, right?
Oh gosh. Oh, there it is. Okay. So wand would be 1d8, and since it's 3rd level to do wands plus 3.
It'd be 1d8 plus 3. Yeah.
All right. So-
Well, no, because you have to pay more for higher caster level wand. It's not whatever caster level they're at. It would be a
gotcha,
first
gotcha.
caster level wand.
I got you.
So it'd just be 1d8 plus 1.
Yep.
So 5, 7. You want to top off? Are you gonna be one of those guys that pumps
no,
the pump?
Two
After
being,
the gas
being
pump
two
stop?
off, I'm fine. Oh, to get it to an even number?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Two ones off of that.
Puts me back at 26 at 28. So.
Well, I guess while they're dealing with the thing, he'll take a closer look at the bird.
It
Yeah,
is
I mean,
it looks to be like a parakeet of some kind, and it's very frantic, and they're flapping around, all 5 of them. It's a large cage. It's about 5 feet tall. It's big enough to where like a person could stand inside of it. But
Is the food there or is it elsewhere?
the food is not there. You're not sure where the food is.
All right, Nepius will pour out some of his canteen into the water bowl if he can get his hand in there somehow.
The birds start to flock towards it thirstily, like lapping it up, and they kind of fight with each other for a little bit, but all of them are going towards the water just very quickly.
I take it none of you are awakened.
Tweet, tweet,
No.
tweet, tweet, squawk.
He moves back.
Best
towards
wizard there is. Best wizard there is.
them. Damn right. He moves back towards the door.
Chris is just in the corner, just arrow pointed at the cage. Just nope, no birds, no birds.
Perception on the door for any visible stuff. I guess. Yes, I'll do it.
Go for it. Take a look.
16.
You see nothing that looks nefarious on that doorway, Calgadir.
Except for teeth indents from a dead goat.
A little bit of like blood splotching on the door, but that's about it. It's not too bad.
Well, it doesn't seem trapped, but well, you know.
Well, only thing we can do is go onwards. We don't have a rogue with us.
Yep.
All right, opens the door.
And as you open the door, there is a rumbling sound because you haven't had breakfast yet, so your stomach is grumbling because it's early and you drank a lot.
Fucking you son of a bitch.
I got him. Got him. No, it's funny. You find a hallway, a long hallway with a door at the end, all the way at the end on the left, and the door about almost all the way at the end on the right.
Detect magic once again. Either the doors of the hallway.
Nothing.
Clear.
All right. Wait, Rikus, you have a shield, right?
Yeah, I sure do.
You should go first.
That's what I was doing. Heading.
Because you can feasibly bullshit the GM that you can block something. I can't. I'll use the axe blade. It's big enough.
There you go. Okay, so
Left is going to be a closet almost assuredly.
is
So
it
might as well check it.
Wizards always put closets to the left.
a
No,
magic
because the front
closet?
of the house is to the left, you moron.
Well, that's just hurtful.
Again, it's 4 a.m. Why is everybody poking him?
Oh yeah, how do we see in here?
Because there's 2 of you between him and I.
That is a great question.
This will cast a light on whoever's in front.
Yeah.
I assume the cleric also has light, but I don't.
My cleric decided not to take light.
Oh, fair enough.
As you open the door, you find a very nicely appointed dining room. The dining room's long oak table surrounded by ornately carved oak chairs. On each wall hangs a large framed painting of a desert landscape.
Worthless. There's no books in here.
As soon as you
Alright.
see it's a dining room, Calgadoo turns around and flips off. It was saying there's going to be a closet. There's going to be a closet.
Well, I would
just
imagine
a
then
large
across
closet,
the hall
there's no
here
books
will be
in
the kitchen.
Oh, don't give me that. It's just a large closet bullshit. No. I would beat you with this chair, one of these chairs.
This is called a sit-in closet.
Sit in.
This is Bender's closet.
It's too big to be Bender's closet. Anyway, okay. Door to the north, then.
Yeah,
Oh, Bender's closet was huge.
probably the kitchen.
Survey says opens the door.
It appears to be a nice sitting room of some
Mm.
kind. This is a
else?
parlor. In the northeast corner of this parlor is a huge globe of Glorian, cradled in a polished mahogany stand. Sextants, astroboles. Wait, is that?
Astrolabe.
That's what I said. Astroboles and paintings of unearthly landscapes are hung on the walls. Everything in here seems like it's very expensive. Like these are nice stuff in here. Really nice. Collectors, things like that. They probably want it. But as of yet, no books.
What's that thing? Also, he steps in the door like a madman. I'll detect magic through the doorway.
Please be a liquor cabinet. Please be a liquor cabinet. Please be a liquor cabinet.
No magic, but there is some liquor.
Yoink.
Having that.
Not only that, but he does a clever thing, because when the liquor sits there, the dust circle rubs the dust circle away, so you can't tell there's a bottle that's missing. Someone drank a lot when they were a kid.
Appius will go ahead and prestidigitate the cabinet. Fuck you. Get rid of all of it.
This
In fact, prestidigitate your boot, the boot prints you walked in with from that kobold
Blood on the door.
the door blood. Throw the kobold in the pit.
We make a mental note to return the kobold to where
Yeah.
it died.
You find a very nice sherry that is called the Sherry Volcano. Doesn't say where it's from. The bottle looks
What?
very fancy.
I don't care where it's from. I tell you where it's going.
Oh, there it is. But other than that, nothing else of interest inside the parlor.
We made to do more thorough search once we've moved through the place and determined there are no more traps.
Yes. Well, I'd be more interested in finding some of these magical things that you were so interested in.
Yes. As they make their way back through the room, Appius will tear up some, crush up some hardtack into dust, put it in the bowl, see if the birds will shut up a little bit.
They do shut up a little bit.
Good.
Everyone give perception checks again, please.
I thought I was going to have to break their necks.
We are really good at this perception.
Man.
Rikus. As of now, Rikus. You hear what sounds like footsteps coming from the doorway just across the way, as though someone was quickly moving away from it and heading south. So this door, as though someone might have been listening at that door.
And Rikus will use the spell that Appius had cast on all of them to whisper. There was somebody behind that door.
I assume that's how we've been
there is.
talking this whole time. That's why I cast it.
Yeah.
I still
I
just
just-
assume they hear us plodding around. We're not exactly
Oh
sneaking.
no.
Mm.
No, I'm saying as far as overhearing conversation.
But yeah,
Mhm.
he'll point at the door and let everyone know. And he'll move to the door. And just
Appius will gesture, go quick.
all right.
It might be another burglar trying to rob us of our robberies.
Yeah. Well, Rikus will throw the door open then, and
Yes, sir. Legitimate salvage.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you pop open the door, you find yourselves in what appears to be a very nice, large, and appointed kitchen.
As he steps through the door, Appius will try to detect magic, but obviously too late.
yeah. Well, he said go quick.
Well, there's no one in here. We've already lost them.
The kitchen is well stocked with all the accoutrements needed to prepare gourmet meals. It's very nice.
I'm starving.
Well, I'm gonna go grab an apple.
Anything
Crispest
magic in the room?
apples you've ever had. No magic.
I want to this is gonna suck, but I want to look for whoever I heard in here.
Yeah, there's 2 more doors.
This door right here. You can see that it looks. There's just something about it, as though you almost think as you stepped into the room, you might have heard it click.
Hmm.
Maybe someone was closing the door.
Open.
You go to open it. It does not budge. Give me a strength check.
Like it's being held closed, not budge, or like it's locked,
It's
not open.
like there's
not
something
great.
blocking the way. You hit that door and it does not budge.
My turn. Look at her choice.
FPS is going to ready a
Wow.
sleep spell.
Boom.
We teamwork, shoulder to shoulder.
We should do it. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Nothing. Does not budge an inch.
I walk over here and open this door.
That door is actually open. That is the larder. It's a well-stocked pantry. Contains nothing of real value. It's a very nice pantry.
Trying to open the
Well-stocked
door.
pantry is always good value.
You're not wrong.
Door.
Okay, I just attacked the door with the axe at this point.
From inside, you hear someone whimper, "Oh, God, don't kill me, please. Take whatever you want. Just don't kill me."
I would like to intimidate this man.
Oh,
Unlock the door and I will not rip off your head.
yeah. Take whatever you want. Just be careful. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Burglars. If Huntplay comes back, he's going to get you. Huntplay's
He's dead.
going to get... What?
Peace,
Ugly.
good sir. Peace,
Oh,
good sir.
Oh,
Peace.
God, he's going to kill me.
Peace, good
We
sir.
found Hunkley in the bottom of the tower. He's
Uncle,
dead.
you
He's,
have
down,
he's,
sir.
he's-
We're
Your
here for
master
one
has
thing.
died.
also, if you
master
live here,
dead.
why didn't you feed the birds?
I should
He's
kill him
good,
anyway,
sir.
just so he shuts up.
Peace, good sir.
Didn't know we could hear somebody actually urinate in person. It's interesting.
You hear a man probably peeing himself. He is terrified that this barbarian man just threatened to, I believe, tear his throat out, rip his
Rip
head
off his head.
Yes, he is terrified of that.
We should unlock the door.
Lucas, you are trying to be a little kinder with your
Yeah.
words.
Titan. Lay down.
Does anyone else want to try and help him with that diplomacy check?
Yeah, I'm gonna give an assist.
Yeah, because you were saying your master's dead.
Yeah.
Your master's dead.
Yeah, he's gonna go on and on, kind of boorishly about how he was his professor. He'd like to recover some of the knowledge and not assist in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. The whimpering continues, but you do not hear any movement from inside the room.
Good sir. We're not here to harm you.
I don't believe you.
I will take the hulking, scary man and have him leave the room, or at least be on the other side eating food. And if you will open the door, we will just come to ask questions. We found your master dead.
No
At the
one comes to
bottom of
ask
the tower.
questions at 4 a.m. You're obviously burglars, murderers, bandits.
We're
Oh,
not-
God.
you-
Where's Huntclay? I don't believe you.
we're
He's not dead.
here
No one can
to
kill him.
murder you.
Oh, God.
We're here to find out why
Take
he
whatever
was
you
in the
want.
tower.
Leave me alone.
We're-
And it just,
We're
he
here
just-
at 4 a.m., sir, to beget the council. The council's unjust ruling regarding wizards' possessions. Nothing.
Other than whimpering, he's not making any movements.
Algazer mutters or like mouths to Gris. We're not a murderer until I kill him. Just doing.
Someone keep an eye on the door. He didn't get a look at us as far as I'm aware.
Good sir, good sir. Your master was in the tower when it fell. We found his body. We have his key. How do you think we made it in here past his traps?
Whimpering. That's all you're hearing. At this point, the impression you're getting is that you're going to have to bust down that door somehow, stronger on it open, because he is not budging. Between Calgadir threatening to rip his head off and those failed diplomacy checks, he is
Well,
not feeling helpful.
tried to intimidate him to open the door, didn't he?
Yeah, I said if he said as long as he opened the door, I would not rip his head off.
I understand that, but he is
I know.
not
He didn't-
opening the door.
I'm going to step back and come back to Epius and go, I think we should let the muscles solve this now.
If you
Nod
guys
and just kind of sit back,
would
ready
like
with his sleep spell.
if you guys would like to take a 10 and just both bear into that door, I'll allow it.
We'll bring out the universal key.
Is it your feet? Your
No, it's called a
shoulders?
great. It's called a great axe.
Call
Okay.
an axe.
So between hacking the door open and pushing it with brute strength, you reveal a room. And half hiding under a bed, you see a not a young man, maybe late 20s, but he is very scrawny. He's like ass in the air, hiding under the bed so that his face can't see you, but he is not really hidden, and he's just whimpering and just terrified, just shaking in his boots, literally shaking in his boots.
Just please keep him from doing that screeching thing.
But, sir, what is it you did here before Hunkley passed?
And he tries to climb deeper underneath the bed. If someone wants to drag him out, you may interview him.
Rikus will come down and just sort of grab him by an ankle and just say, "All right, I'm going to pull you out from under this bed, please. Don't. Nobody's going to hurt you."
You drag him out.
He will.
And as you
Back.
drag him out, he looks up at you and
Hi.
he screams, "Oh God! Oh God, the orcs are attacking! I knew this day would come!"
I'm
I think he's mad.
only a half orc, sir.
Half of the orcs are attacking! He's just losing his mind.
All right, I've seen this done before, but I've never had to do it myself. And Rikus will just strike the man across the face with his slap him,
Give me
snap
a
at him.
diplomacy check
That's terrible.
with a +5.
That would be an intimidate, wouldn't it?
Diplomacy. I like that.
It's aggressive diplomacy. Any
Yeah.
fans of the Expanse? Please, Rikus, you're not that man, but I am. or like airplane. Please, you're doing it wrong.
Okay, hang on one second. Let's do so you said with a
Yeah,
plus
take a
what?
+5. I like that.
All right.
That was fun.
Get it together, man.
All right.
19. You know what? You calm him down enough to where he stops blithering, he stops blubbering, and he settles down.
I rolled this. I added the bonus to disguise instead, but it would have been the same. I have 0 bonus to
Oh, that's totally fine.
to.
14. He calms down. That's good enough. I was looking for like a DC 15. You missed it by 1, but it's fine. So yeah, we'll say the fact that you're only half of an orc makes him less scared of you. There you go. He's only half scared of you. But as he calms down, he manages to catch his breath, and he's been hyperventilating, extremely nervous. He says, "Well, who are you people? What are you doing in my master's house?"
Well, if you'll just calm down, we'll answer all your questions, and maybe you'll answer some of ours.
Master died in the tower, and there's evidence of necromancy afoot
Oh dear.
amongst the kobolds.
Oh dear.
We want to know if Hunkley was working with the kobolds, against the kobolds, want to recover anything that might aid us in our fight against them.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Hunkley. He was working with the kobolds.
Uh-huh.
He was working with them to undermine the foundations of the tower. He'd been unable to remove it by legal means, and oh man, he's had so many contacts with so many unsavory parties for his research and something to do with the stars. I don't know. I'm just work here. I'm just a servant. I had to prepare meals and get his mail and keep the house clean. And just when the tower fell, I panicked and I locked myself in the room. And I've been hiding in here. And I thought I heard someone outside. I heard someone go, ah! And then hit. And I figured someone fallen in the trap. And then when I creaked open the door, you were all there. And then it was dark. And I could sort of hear you whispering. And he just bumbles on and on.
Sir, we'll pay you whatever Hunkler is going to pay you for 6 months if you just help us through the house. We'd like to recover a spell book and anything else that might help us with the kobolds.
I want to see if I believe this guy.
Go for
with
it.
my sense motive. Oh, I already rolled it.
Oh, what he's telling you is all correct. What he is telling you is all correct. But there's something... He made a comment about he was meeting with some unsavory parties. There's probably something more to that statement. He is... Because, you know, this whole met with unsavory parties... You're getting the impression that these unsavory parties were recent, and they might have had something to do with the tower. Like, the guy is nervous, his eyes are going back and forth, he's sweaty. It's not just the scary barbarian that's freaking him out. He's got some more information that he's keeping close to the chest.
Who else worked here?
No one, just me. Just me and Hunclay, that's all.
No other servants?
Shakes his head.
Do I believe him?
That seems truthful.
Okay. Who are the people that he was working with?
I don't know them. Just unsavory folks. Not good people. Bad people.
What do they look like?
Always talking about the
Describe
stars. I never really saw them. Always secretive, and they met in the parlor and never asked me to go in there. You don't believe this?
Hmm.
You can intimidate him now or diplomatize him now. The intimidate
Chris-
is significantly lower.
Chris, he's lying about something. Should we get Calgadir?
Calgadir comes in like scene from Glorious Bastards with Matt.
The bear chew.
Yeah, he's just got an axe over one shoulder and like a loaf of bread in like the other.
Epius will whisper through the spell. Before we maybe ruin our relations with him, maybe we can have him lead us through the house to the places he wasn't allowed to go, so we know where he's trapped and where isn't.
Probably a good idea.
Because I'm sure there are areas he wasn't allowed in, and those will be where the traps are. If he could walk through all of the other areas, they aren't trapped. Otherwise, we'll have to creep through this entire house.
You say use him as bait?
Use him as a mule you lead over the traps.
He's like a dowsing rod.
Exactly. Sir, could you lead us through the house? Like I said, we'll pay you whatever Hunkler is paying you for 6 months if you just take it and leave. Just lead us through the house. Show us.
No.
No idea what that
Show
is.
us-
Why would we-
Well, he can leave after we're done. I don't want him leaving now because
Well,
he can run off.
obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not counting out the coins until he's led us through the house.
And we have the door key, but are there any other keys?
Shakes his head no.
It was a wizard. They're kind of,
Can you lead us upstairs?
about that kind of thing.
Were there any rooms?
Didn't go upstairs very much. Mostly on the first floor. That was Hunclay's area. Hunclay was very protective of his things.
How did you do errands? How did you get food into the house with the front door being trapped? Is there a word to disable the traps?
Yes. You know that
Can you?
you know that little locket, that little trinket you saw on that bird's ankle? You notice he's got one on his wrist.
Epius will hold his hand out. In exchange for your 6 months' pay, you won't need it anymore once you're gone.
He will very, very nervously hand it to you.
All right, Epius is gonna walk out of the room while they interrogate him and go poke at the carpet a little bit.
Just like that the wizard
Doesn't
has
move.
a friend or foe identification system.
Perfect. And he'll walk back inside. Thank you for being honest with us. Now, can we take a walk around?
He goes, all right. Well, this is my room, servants' quarters. There's a table off in the left-hand corner there, and this is my
And-
bed. And well, those are some shelves I put in front of the doorway because I was trying to barricade myself in here.
Like you said, you didn't go upstairs very often, but did you go upstairs at all to clean?
He very, not nervously, but almost embarrassedly, shakes his head no.
Calgadir, make sure he doesn't leave without being
And
allowed to. That said,
Block the door.
that said, without his amulet, he won't be able to run out the front door.
This
I'm
is
not
the
worried about it.
kitchen, and
What do
over-
the birds need to eat and drink?
they're in the pantry. There's some bird seed for them, and this is the
I'll grab some
there's some
seed.
drinks over here if you like alcohol. This is right over here, and it's like he's like a really bad tour guide. But
Yeah,
he's
Eppius is
trying.
going to slowly be
Okay.
counting on stuff. Do you know if there's anywhere Hunkley hides things, where he perhaps a spell book or
Shakes his head. Doesn't know.
servants know everything? This
I
fool.
want to go put some bird seed in the bird cage
Yep.
and
And this
Grab
over
grab that.
here is the you know what? I'll feed the birds actually.
and grab
They don't
that
really
thing
like
off of it.
strangers. I did that, and he will ask to take the bird seed. Birds are kind of freaking out.
I don't know why anybody would keep birds as pets. I just don't.
I don't get that.
So I want to grab that charm.
Ah, as you go for the charm, the man looks disappointed, and we'll feed the birds begrudgingly. But then we'll go, all right, well, it looks like you've already been in the kitchen, obviously, and then the parlor over here. There's also the dining room. And then
Question.
there's... Yep.
Question,
Eppius is-
good sir. How do you go around this obvious trap that your
Oh.
master has?
Got to have one of them charms.
Just a charm?
Yep.
You have one on your wrist, yes?
I gave it to
Yeah,
the old man.
Eppius.
Okay.
The old.
Well, here.
He's
take
sitting here
this-
being all of 24.
Bald.
Oh, I thought you
man.
said old.
Bald man.
Take this charm. So let him grab it.
Mhm.
Now walk on those. Take a step onto the carpet.
Takes a step onto the carpet, and as he gets to there, he grabs the front door handle and
Sweet.
tries to open it, and he falls asleep.
All right, marking off my
Probably.
sleep spell.
Actually, you know what? You know what? You know
Yeah,
what?
give
You know
a
what?
save. I've
Let's
got
see.
2 of them today.
Let's see if he's got it. What's the DC on that?
DC 16.
Oh! He
Holy
rolled a
shit.
nat 20! He goes,
All right.
"Ah!" And then he's going to try to open the door, but I'm going to
Grab him,
give
Gris.
Gris a chance to get him.
Yep, I'm gonna grab him. Is it just a strength
Combat maneuver check.
combat?
CMB.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength plus base attack.
So in
So it'd be
attack,
5 for you.
CMB at the bottom.
Under attack, under melee ranged in the middle.
CMB, you said?
DMB,
Yep.
you got it, my brother. 12.
You know what? I wanted to tie a rope
Not
to him and the Calgadir,
good
but I didn't
enough.
get it in.
Not good
Uh,
enough. He is going to get the front door open, and he is going to bolt. Bolts.
When I
Eppius
see
has
that-
110-foot sleep spell ready.
Yeah.
Hit him with it again.
He's like halfway down the pass. He's like, ah! Just screaming. And,
pass command halt.
oh! You cast Command Halt. He stops. The spell for sleep goes off, and he does one of these. And just face plants on the walkway about 20 feet from the
Yeah.
front door.
Eppius will offer his charm to whoever wants to go retrieve the body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go get it. Why did we give it to him and let him?
Well, I wanted to see if he was just fucking with us about the.
Well, I already tested it. Eppius went out and poked the carpet.
Oh, I
see if
didn't.
it was
I
solid.
didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So when
Yeah,
Gris
well, I'm
brings
glad I'm down two first level spells now.
when Gris brings him back, he's either going to be like, "All right, we're tying him either to you or to me. Since I have to hit things with an axe, I recommend
will
you."
just tie
We
him
don't need
up.
to. We don't need to bring him
Is it-
back at all.
Okay, well then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, I
he's-
don't want to leave him like outside where he can.
Well,
be seen.
exactly. That's why I said let's retrieve him, tie him up, leave him because he doesn't know the second floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
first
true.
floor
That's right,
he already
right.
doesn't know anything about.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring him back in, tie him up, and I'm gonna hand back Eppius's charm and whoever wants the charm that was on little Runs McGee here.
Love it.
Just
Probably give one to Rikus.
Yeah, give it to Rikus or you.
Whoever's opening the door, yeah.
Yeah, I think with Rikus' shield, yeah. So I'd give it to Rikus.
All
Right.
right.
All
All
right,
right.
so I guess we're stepping upstairs then.
You
Yeah,
want
he's gonna slowly head up the stairs with detect magic going.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, just for the sake of
boy.
whatever, you're gonna put a dot on your your little portrait there, so we know who has the fucking charms.
Oh boy. So we move on to the second level of Hunclay's Manor. I'm going to pivot you guys over slightly to the right. And you'll be coming up right about here.
We've made it.
And you find yourselves in, well, a lushly furnished library. Features 3 tall bookcases running north to south down the center of the chamber, and another bookcase of iron in the northeast corner. A stuffed grizzly bear towers in the northwest corner, its claws and fangs bared aggressively. The east wall features 16 paintings of various palettes in gilt frames. A ladder to the west of the ceiling leads up to a trapdoor. This is a kitty.
Is anybody else still on the first floor? Because I'm still on the first floor.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
had
haven't
revealed it
pushed
to you.
close up yet.
I just hadn't dragged you over there. Forgive me.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Let me just drag you guys over there. There you go. You'll all be coming up
Oh,
this little area.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all the way off to the right.
Just
Yeah.
we'll all go upstairs.
Anything magical at the top of the stairs, and if not, do a 360
Nothing
of the
magical
room.
at the top of the stairs.
Well,
But of the room, you are picking up arcane locks on the bookcase doors. These bookcases have doors on them, and each of them has an arcane lock on it.
Arcane lock might be a problem.
Hmm.
I think it increases break DCs too.
Yeah, it does.
You could see if the charm works.
Or, well, I was gonna say we could always try putting the key near it too, just for shits and giggles. I mean, it's worth a shot.
All right. Other than the arcane locks, I think we're good. Let's take a look at what's in here.
Right. Give me a perception check on the first bookcase.
It's
They're books. There's a lot of them.
They're books. Yeah.
10 to the break DC.
You notice with your detect magic spells, you get close with your arcane lock. With the charm, the arcane lock seems to diminish.
Oh, excellent.
Let's go.
Are they physically locked as well, or just the arcane lock?
Just the arcane lock.
We had a key for his front door, and then there was also the brass key.
Brass key?
Yes.
I don't remember a brass key.
I don't know.
Um,
either.
The only thing I have listed on story notes is the keys to Hunkley Manor, and the other key we had was the daggers. I don't remember a brass key. Is that a thing?
There's up in chat.
Further up, I guess.
Go back. Well, I guess we can go back for it.
Are you opening this bookcase, Epius?
No, he'd spend more time detecting to see if there's an alarm spell or something similar on there.
Each of the bookcases has the arcane locks. 2 of them, which appear to have some of the nicer books, do have a spell trap on them.
What school of magic?
It is. I want to say it's evocation. It is evocation.
Nope, he's right. Key ring that contains the key to his front door and a brass key on the body of Hunkley.
I guess I have it listed as keys.
Yeah. So
All right. He didn't inform the party that the books are trapped. Almost assuredly not to harm the books, but it's going to harm whoever opens it, unless we can disarm it somehow. We can try both the keys, and I assume that doesn't dissipate when the locket gets closed, right? The charm.
Mhm.
Oh, it does.
Mhm.
Oh,
The magic ones seem to disable those magic One seemed to disable when you get close with the charm.
It kind of makes sense if he's busy doing something and wants his
Yeah.
manservant to bring him a text or scroll or something on the off chance.
That does make sense. I thought the guy. I suppose if that was his familiar downstairs, that would make sense why it had one.
I mean, wizards are weird, you know.
All right. Nappy will try opening the cabinet. I want to see if I get exploded.
As you open the cabinet, you get close, and the handles of the cabinet are actually, you don't see handles until you get close with the charm within about a foot. Then a handle appears that you're able to grab onto and actually open this glass large bookcase. Soon as you grab that handle and click, you hear a click, 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 and then a dart flies out towards you.
Reflex or is that an attack roll?
That is an attack roll. What is
Copy.
your
10.
fudge muffins? Well, this isn't gonna hurt. Well, this is gonna hurt. Excuse me. So that will be a attack roll. +5. Roll shitty. 8.
Wow.
You hear the click, click, click. The dart. You see the dart, and you're able to, and it goes thunk and strikes the wall behind you. The bookcase.
With all the
behind you.
velocity of a Nerf gun.
Yep. You dodge out of the way.
He's obviously shooting 45.
You're very lucky that didn't hit you.
I bet I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
You don't want purple worm poison. It's not a good thing.
Oof. Yeah. No. No.
No, I'd like to dose off that dart though. No.
Yeah. Right. Now I'm more interested. I'm more interested in what the trap was than the.
Yeah, no.
Books.
He'll pop it open, and knowing that for the next one, can he evade it? That
Or-
knowing this, if there's a similar trap in the next
you
one,
absolutely can
Open
evade
it. Open it to the side.
yeah, just
So
do
all of the
some
books
weird
in
maneuver.
here appear just to be books related to astronomy. There are just like over 100 books in here, just all related to astronomy. However, you do find 3 very interesting books, which I will post here in the chat. You find a book of extended summoning. You find a flesh golem manual and a manual of war.
Useful. Hey, Rikus, you're dumb. No, I'm joking. The manual of war is good for a fighter, right? I think that's a fighter item.
War.
Well, well, I don't know, Epius. Maybe I'm too dumb to read it.
Oh, you shit, dude. That was out of character.
It's
No.
too early in the morning for this.
I think the rest of those are useless for at least me. I'm
Please,
definitely
fighter.
too low level for a flesh golem manual.
I need everyone now to also make an additional perception check, please.
I'm so good at perception.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Kelgadir,
thank
you
God.
hear someone downstairs. You hear a voice. It's actually familiar. That voice sounds like none other than the constable, as it were.
Oh,
And he
snap.
says, "Who the hell's inside here? Show yourselves!"
Assume everyone freezes.
Out the back.
And no, yep, and Rikus will go as well.
The attic.
I mean, he's not going to make it in, I don't imagine.
Well, you said we heard it done. Well, that's true. I heard it downstairs.
Yeah, he doesn't have the
We'll have to-
charm, so
Yeah.
going far into hope.
Well,
curious
let's
as how he would
let's
know.
start moving out the back. There's windows up here.
Or
Are you going right?
Well-
Are you going left?
first, we need to look out and make sure we're not surrounded.
Well, there's exactly, I think, 3 deputies, he said. So I can't imagine they brought all 3 of them at the first sign of disturbance.
But this guy's also incompetent as hell, so of course he's going to bring other guys to do it for him.
Well, look, you guys jump. I'll just go down. But listen, we know Honkler was in league with the kobolds. We're investigating.
I think we should check the attic while we're at it. We're already here.
If we want to
You
try
guys-
and
you
lie
guys-
our way out, we can.
You guys go up. I'll go down. And
Understood.
we'll see what happens.
But what is the plan if they're also in league with the kobolds? Or they already know this information and are okay with it?
You could also bullshit him and say that the other guy let us in.
Then I'll improvise.
Because like, how would we get into a magical place without a key? Obviously, the manservant let us in.
It's tied up downstairs.
Well, I mean, he's just trying to buy time. He's not trying to make him go away.
All right.
So,
Yeah. All right.
I want to give you as much time up here and in the attic as you can get.
All right, let's move.
I absolutely love it. And Rankus, as you head down the stairs, you see
I'll go with
just
him.
barely poking his head in, Rankus and Lucas. You see just barely poking his head in the doorway. He's just
Deputy
like,
Hod.
It is Deputy Hod, and he goes, "Stop right there! Identify yourselves. What are you doing inside? This area has been claimed by the
Deputy.
council, as is the laws here in Belhaim.
Deputy.
Its contents
If
will be
you
auctioned
just-
off."
Yes, if you just give me a moment. It's me, Rikus Vol. I help with the tower with Calgadir and everybody. This is Lucas. We met yesterday or
Why
the
is
day
that
before.
man tied up?
Did we leave him in the front room? I guess.
I thought we
we
put him in the back.
Put him in the
I
back
thought we put him. I thought we put him in his
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
Perfect.
This is,
Never mind. It's just a rug. What are you doing here?
well, we've come upon some recent information that you might want to know.
I heard screaming.
That was me.
so much for thick. I fell in a pit.
There's a pit in that rug. If you didn't know.
Oh, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be in here. The mayor, she said this place was to be
It. Of course.
quantified.
of
Not
course.
quantified. That's not the word. It's to be cataloged. That's the one. Cataloged, and then there would be an auction, as is tradition here in Belhaim.
Absolutely. Listen, there's nothing in here that I'm half smart enough to understand. It's okay. Hunkley was in league with the kobolds.
What? Bum bum bum. And as you say that, I think that's a great moment to pivot back upstairs and let these guys do some looting. Where are you going?
Popping open the right door, I suppose.
Ooh, that's the door that you're going to
With-
love.
Well, with detect magic and all that, obviously.
No. Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to ask, do you want to give me the other charm so I can go through first? Or.
I thought I only have one of them.
Yes,
yeah.
and Rikus is the other one.
Yes.
But if
All right,
if
yeah,
you
take
don't if you don't detect anything, it's fine. But
Yeah, take it. I
okay.
mean, the charm's not going to help you against mechanical traps, obviously.
Well, yeah, no, it's just in case there's a magical landmine under the door. I don't know.
Oh,
Well, that's what I'm going to detect before we walk through.
This
Yeah.
room does have some magic. There's some locked like chests and things like that in here. But this room. Two long tables of stained oak line the east wall of this room, each cluttered with alchemical supplies. Atop the desk on the west wall are writing implements, ink, sheets of vellum, and several scrolls. A large chest secured by a prominent lock sits on the north of the desk. You see, Epius, I want you to imagine that you are a young child. You're at the outdoor mall, and there's this store. This store is it's a candy shop. Every type of candy you could ever want. But laying atop a multitude of desks, you recognize none other than no less than about 16 different spell books.
Exactly. I'm just going to go ahead and withdraw one of his customary 3 burlap sacks.
I was gonna say just Calgator's got the sack. Just put him in his shit.
Just
No time to
so
explain.
you got-
Yeah, he's going to detect magic to make sure none of them are, trapped externally. I mean, I assume the book ward's going to be an issue later.
Look, there's no
But,
time to explain. Grab a cactus and get in a truck. Let's go.
Yes.
Give me a perception check as you rush into the room. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Now, did you scan the room before you stepped in with detect magic?
Well, that's what he said when Calgary said, "What if there's a magical landmine?" I said,
Okay.
"Yeah, well, I would detect magic first."
The bear head up there's like a bear head up at the top right hand corner here is detecting magical, and it's detecting as conjuration and divination.
Well, divination is not necessarily a bad thing. Divination might much be a censor, but it also might be like, oh, tell Hunkley that we're here, and Hunkley's dead. So I'm not really worried about that.
That's true. It could be some sort of alarm spell,
But also, the conjuration I imagine is going to summon a bear. But can I determine its trigger at all?
You are uncertain. You'd have to get closer to inspect it.
All right. Well, he'd edge closer. Maybe that far, and then give it another scan. You just keep edging closer.
I could
keeping Calgadir with
You
him.
get to the center of
yeah.
the room. Gris, you're standing by the door. Calgadir's next to you. There is what sounds like the crunching of dry leaves, and the bear mouth begins to move. And as the bear mouth begins to move, you watch as the bear head starts to animate, and then seeming to step through the wall. You see a giant bear head.
Oh, God.
And
There you
it
go.
says, "Who the hell are you? What are you doing in here? You're not Hunkley! Alarm! Alarm! Alarm!
Hunkley's
Alarm!
dead. I'm one of his
Alarm!
students."
Alarm! 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 Alarm!
I
Alarm!
raise a charm. I
Alarm!
raise a charm. I
Alarm!
raise a charm.
Alarm! 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 Alarm!
Alright.
And it just keeps screaming. "Mrrr,
Calgadir, make it
alarm!
stop."
Alarm! Alarm! And just screaming.
All right, I'm a-
Downstairs. Cut to downstairs. You see Hob.
Sus.
You've been talking, and suddenly from upstairs you hear this slightly muted but loud enough to be audible. Alarm! 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 Rrr, alarm! Alarm! Rrr. And it's chaos. It's chaos. Epius, you would have enough time to grab 1 D3 spell books. Roll me a D3 if you still want to try to scoop something on the way out. Oh, yes! All right.
Somebody hit the snooze
Here's
button
the
on that
thing.
alarm.
I want to read you something, Epius, because this is important. This collection of spellbooks contains all cantrips and a number of higher level spells. 25 first level, 22 second level, 17 third level, 13 fourth level, and 11 fifth level spells. You and I are going to get together. You're only going to get a couple of those because you couldn't grab the entire collection of spellbooks. But you're going to have access to a lot of spells. So we'll get together after.
Can I give you a different plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to grab all of the spell books.
Okay, go ahead.
Walk downstairs.
Yeah.
Until I'm, right at the bottom of the staircase.
Okay.
With my charm, cast Vanish. Walk past Mr.
You
Sheriff.
sly devil.
Then cast Vanish again and continue now sprinting to get to the bridge because it's only like 200 feet, and then walk into town.
I'll allow it.
All right, I'm marking off my 2 castings of Vanish.
And none of us have seen him.
You are going to be getting a lot of spell options, Epius. More than you should probably have at this level, but I kind of love this, and I'm not mad. I think that's brilliant. Epius is going to...
I was never here!
What are they doing? I thought we were the heroes of Belhaim, and you're breaking into houses? That's terrible!
This is why when people are like, "Oh yeah, no rogues, they steal everything." If I was a fucking wizard, dude, you can break space and time. Like, steal everything.
I was sitting there looking at that bear head like, if only I was level 3, I'd have silence right now.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Take a battle axe to the bear head. I think that would.
And
yeah, I was gonna say.
A battle axe to the bear head shuts it up. Its last thing was it started singing "Rolling on the River," but neither here nor there.
No.
I need to know how you guys are going to talk your way out of this, because Hob looks like he wants to arrest you, but also looks very confused.
Yeah, with the whisper spell as he's running down the road. Epius was never here. He thought it was a bad idea to rob his professor. He thought it'd be too dangerous.
We just won't even bring Epius up at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell him.
I got it.
We were trying to
you
find
guys can
the
arrange
people
whatever
who are
lies you want.
working.
That whisper spell lasts 10 minutes a level.
Yeah, no.
We're trying to figure out
it.
who the master Hunkley was working for.
Well, we know he's working for the kobolds.
We know he's working for the kobolds. We need to find his other people.
Yes.
We thought it very pertinent to, because he was working with all these nefarious people. You know, time was of the essence. We didn't have time.
They're coming and going. We just didn't have time to wait for you. And Epius, bless him, thought it would be too much of a conflict of interest to come here, so he's still at the tavern.
I say don't even mention Epius at all.
No, I think we should. We lean into it.
So here's what we're gonna have you do. I'm gonna have you make a diplomacy check on Hob. I want all of you to roll. DC is not super high, but it's also not super low.
I aid.
And I need to know who's making the primary roll.
I'm aiding, obviously.
Mine's, well, we'll see.
Fantastic.
Not Gris.
That's beautiful. Well,
Hey,
you got a 17. Does anybody want to spend a hero point?
Oh, I forgot I had those.
Yeah, but give yourself a +4 maybe. Calgary?
Yeah,
let's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go for it.
Calgadir, yeah.
All right. So here's the good news. Hod looks like he's like not buying it. And then as you're all talking, and then someone mentions, and Appius thought it was a bad idea, so he's still at the tavern. See, Hod, something changes in Hod's expression. He goes, well, it was a bad idea, and you don't do it again, all right? Because we got rules and laws and customs here in the city, and you're guests, so it's rude.
Absolutely.
But
I'm going to go give
you're also
right.
The mayor told me that you're also investigating kobolds,
Yes.
so that makes sense that you'd be here. But
I tell you what, it was a one-time thing. We won't do it again.
did you take anything?
Without your
Because you're not
permission.
supposed to take anything. Because
No.
it's all going to
Just
get
looking for
compiled. It's all
evidence.
going to get compiled. Not compiled. That's not the
Nothing.
word. Cataloged.
Nothing in a wizard's. Nothing
And
in a
then there'll
wizard's home would
and
be of
then
interest.
all of it'll be sold, and there'll be a big auction, and then we
Will
put the
we-
money back into the town. That's how
Excuse
it
me,
works here.
deputy.
Yeah. Yes.
Even if we aren't citizens, will we be able to bid?
Yes, absolutely.
He thinks I can read. Look at him. That's adorable. Look. There was a one-time thing.
Birds.
It was a one-time thing. How about let's share a drink over it? Okay, whatever. It's shake hands. We won't do it.
5
again.
a.m. in the morning. I'm not drinking.
All right. Well, what about breakfast?
Oh, it's a
runners?
custom among my people. It's fine if you don't want to
All
participate.
right. So
Just-
it's fine.
Well, could you have it?
I'm going to go untie the guy that's sleeping while
Yes.
I'm getting water for the birds.
Yes.
Still,
was
he's
all
still
a
he's still
dream.
sleeping. He's still
And
sleeping.
I'm going to take the rope with me so
Discover-
I didn't lose the rope.
It's brilliant.
Just
grab
whisper
some
in his
water.
ear as you go.
It's
It's
absolutely
all a dream.
brilliant. It's all a dream.
Feed the birds the water.
I mean, we didn't. Other than him smashing his own face, we didn't hurt him. So
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what? This is gonna probably gonna break the balance of the game, but I'm excited because Appius is about to have all the spells, and it's gonna be glorious.
Well-
Cast any of them.
I don't care. It's gonna be glorious.
It's gonna be
You're
fun.
going to have to
Um,
just up the skill
Absolutely
level of
not.
the
You
enemies.
guys went in and were smart about it and didn't die to the traps, and you stopped him before he got too far into town.
Yeah.
So I gave you a little extra time inside, and no, I think that was great. So we are going to, unless you have anything else to talk to Hot about, I think it's a great moment to go back to the Wise Piper early in the morning. That smell of ham, it's delicious, and you can all sit down. And a certain wizard looks. Well, you tell me how you look. Does he look excited?
Oh, he look.
Probably
He's
exhausted.
smiling. He's doing his best to keep it down, but he's not very good at it.
Epius, you
act like you've been there before.
you're positively glowing.
Oh, the ham just smells so good.
I could eat.
Yes. How much ham did we get?
Well, let's wait till the plate gets here, and he'll say a lot, so much.
I think you
Point
can
out
tell
to
by his
you,
mood.
That is 19,800 GP worth of spell books.
Oh,
Just FYI.
Let's
Oh,
retire.
so-
Let's sell them and retire.
So Wolf,
Go.
he feels now how I did making a 10th level Arcanist for
Oh, yeah.
Rise of the Rune Lords.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
36 known spells
Oh,
that I
yeah.
had to come up with.
Oh yeah, it's great. The only limiting factor is your current level right now, which is
Yeah.
glorious.
Yeah.
So
But that's more
let
gold
me
for the rest
ask
of
the
the party.
group here. That was the main goal, was to grab the spell books, right? Like that's what you
Yeah.
wanted to
Yes.
grab out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Be a-
I
be a
think
small
that
one.
is glorious.
We
Yeah,
Yeah, we
found
got
out-
some
Beautiful.
extra magic books, which is great. Did you look at that manual of war there, book of war there?
It's-
Reagan?
I will. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take a look at that
What's
between
beautiful
sessions.
too is you can transcribe those spells into your own spell book
Yeah.
and then still sell the
Still
spell
sell.
books.
Yeah, the
It's
manual of war.
great.
The manual of war, even if he doesn't want it or use it, it's still worth like $8,000.
Yeah,
It's worth a lot.
it's worth a lot.
Yeah, I think it lets you trade out bonus feats to other bonus feats.
Yes,
at
you
will.
can retrain him once a day, I think, something like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it's pretty.
Jeez,
It can be useful.
I can be an Omni fighter. Just have an
Exactly,
Omni
yeah.
build.
Pretty much.
I love that.
Give me a week. I'll be a completely different.
So
It's like
I'll be a
it's
new
like-
man.
It's like a day.
you guys
Yeah.
still are sitting pretty good. What would be the plans after you have breakfast? No weird additional lizard people that you see, Lucas. The drunken man is gone. The blue-haired elf is gone. The tavern has just some mourning, some farmers, some shopkeepers that come in for breakfast. It's kind of like the local hole in the wall, plus also it's the place where people congregate. It's a big tavern. It's the place to be. What would be the next plan moving forward for our intrepid adventurers?
I think we prepare to go after the warg.
Yeah, let's go after the warg.
Yep.
Wargs
Is
and the
there-
other one,
is
yeah.
there
That's
plan?
gonna
Warg
be
next.
next
So we
for
want to
us.
do the warg first, rather than the
Uh,
kobolds.
Well, I think the kobolds is more of a
Kobolds are-
long-term goal, right? It's not going to happen in like one go. I mean, it sounded like this was like
never said yes.
Well, but the way it was presented was like, yeah, we've been dealing with these kobolds for a long time. It's like if it was like a camp of kobolds, they would have handled it. So the work
Mhm.
thing seems like we can knock that out, and then
Yeah,
Well,
I
that'd
think we
be
can,
that'd be
we can
one and
scout
done.
out.
If
And
we
then-
can find the wargs, that's
I
the
think we can scout
problem.
out the quarry a little bit on the way to the wargs.
I think that they're opposite directions, right? Because the
No,
work
Same
thing was.
direction.
No,
They're all
Oh,
up Old Quarry Road.
past the old quarry. It's
Oh, okay. Well, I
That's
thought
okay.
they said that they were attacking Nebraska's ranch, though. So I mean, I guess it could have been coming in, unless I'm wrong about that.
So the kobolds have gotten more nefarious lately. They haven't attacked in the day and a half that you've been after you've gotten this mission. The mayor did say she'd like it taken care of quickly, but
Maybe-
again, it's quickly is a bit vague. I will say this though, Epius. One thing I want to point out to you is you are looking through those spell books giddily. You know, maybe whenever you get a chance. In one of the books, you find on a page that contains the spell secret page.
Explosive Rune.
You find that this page has a gloss in the margin. There are 4 words that are noted. Eox, E-O-X, Arcturn, A-U-C-T-U-R-N, Carosa, and Dominion. And I will post those for you here.
And I take it they mean nothing to me immediately, like
Nothing
obviously.
to immediately. But they have been, all of them have been crossed out except for the word Dominion. All of them been crossed out except for the word Dominion.
Interesting.
Carcosa.
The 5th book also contains a new spell called Wall of Light, which you may want to look up at some point.
Interesting.
But with that, I think we do have a hard cutoff at 10:30 for one of our players who is an hour ahead of us and has work in the morning.
That's me.
That's you, Aaron, which is totally fine. So what I would like to ask the group is at this point, what is the plan do? So we want to head off into the Dragon Fen next session, go try and hunt the warg. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, with that being said, any other final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we talk turkey and I give out some XP?
I think I just want to say to Blau, well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
I was like, what are the only spells I'm going to need here? Sleep, you know, in case we run into somebody, and invisibility in case we run into somebody and sleep's not an
And-
option. I'm out.
I love
And
it.
thank you for giving into your greed, because as a great man once said, greed for lack of a better term, is good. Greed works.
That was glorious, actually.
Yes.
I've run this twice before, and no one's ever thought to go to Hunclay's Manor first. And I'm like, you know what? As written, the book's like, that's the next part. And I'm like, fuck that. If they want to go there, they can go there. There's some scary shit in there. If they're not smart, they could die. But you know what? They were smart. Got to reward your players for being creative. So let's talk turkey. You guys are going to gain 950 experience points. And I'm also going to drop in an extra 1 experience point for Epius for being a smart little trickster over there.
Oh yeah, 900.
Yeah, you take that. You're just as good as
You
Lucas.
said 950 or 900?
950.
So 951 for you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Very
god.
What's our next level break point?
We need another.
4,000.
It's 5,000, I think.
5,000.
Total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5,000, yeah.
We're doing the medium track on this one.
Medium track 5.
But no, that was absolutely fantastic. We had a lot of RP, a lot of little investigation, a little bit of chaos inside of Hunclay's Manor.
really
Don't worry, you will return to the manor at some point. I promise you that. I promise you that. But any other final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we sign off for the evening?
It's a good thing we leveled up before we went in there because that fall would have killed literally
would've-
anyone but
Any
Calgadir.
one of us.
I'm afraid that Epi's going to know too much next session. Too much.
Just don't get a big head.
I like it.
It's already there. It was
It's
there
already
before.
there. Yeah,
Epius
well,
is just sitting there, just absorbing. You can just like watch, like he's just
You
like
see the numbers.
eating pages of the book.
He's-
It's so
like a-
good.
No, it's
Hey,
that,
all
it's
the
that scene in Star
magic.
Trek. It's like Barclay's got the laser shooting into his head, like he's sitting in that chair. He's no longer has the need to go anywhere. He brings people to
well,
him.
we
Yes.
look over at
Say.
him. It's like Beautiful Mind. It's just stuff just floating around
Yeah.
or
I
whatever.
was about to say next
Absolutely.
session he's gonna walk down looking like a bald Jimmy Neutron.
I love it.
His brain
Is
pulsing.
everyone good for? Zeb, you were saying? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was
just
just
making-
saying.
I was just making jokes. We're all just bullshitting now.
Is everyone good for next Monday for session 4?
Yep.
Sure.
All right. Well, I just want to say
I
special
thought-
thanks. Go ahead.
I thought
25th.
the
25th.
25th.
So we'll play
that's-
next Monday. We'll have the 25th off. I'll be running a Marvel RPG. I'll be running a superhero RPG in its place. I've got a couple of Deerwolf Den regulars that'll be there. Brian, Drill, Converse for Acting, who's going to be in Macmel, and then also Symbol, who's in Star Trek Valhalla. So that should be fun if you're into Marvel stuff. Definitely check that out on the 25th.
Cool.
Same time as this. But other than that, as I always say at the end of every session, thank you to the players for playing. Special thank yous for Patrick for joining us today. I thought you did great with
Yeah,
Lucas.
thanks, Patrick.
Nice to have you here, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
the viewers for viewing, and happy gaming, everybody. We will catch you next time for Session 4 of Dragon's Demand. Good night, everybody.